All right. Well, on behalf of Cin7, my name is Michelle. I think I know everybody on the call today. For those of you that I haven't met yet, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. I lead partnerships for Cin7 in the United States, and of course support our global team, who we are very happy to work with in New Zealand. We have some very early New Zealand Wakers with us, particularly David is joining us. He's our CEO today. We will be sharing really exciting business updates with you about where the partner program is today, where the company is today, and what you can expect from us in the next couple of months. We've put a lot of great work into today's content. We think you're going to love it. Raise your hand. There's a raise your hand functionality at the bottom. You can also put questions into the Q&A as we go. I will keep my eye out on this chat. So if something comes up and you want to jump in with a question, just let us know and we'll either get you off of mute or we'll get your question answered in the chat functionality. Today's agenda, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We'll do a quick screen check to make sure everybody has the ability to see it. All right. I'll get my panelists to give a confirmation that you have the screen. Wonderful. Well, we're going to start off today with a business update from our CEO, the one and only David Leach. We're then going to go through product updates with Rob Blake. Rob sits with us in Denver and actually a few minutes from my house. So if you ever need him and he's not getting back to you fast enough, kick it my way and I'll ride my bike right on over to his house and hunt him down for you. We'll go through partner updates hosted by yours truly. We will go through marketing updates with our CMO, Doug LaBahn, and Doug is going to be followed by Frank. Similarly, Frank, who's our VP of Sales, actually shares a building with Doug, so if you ever need either of them, you know who to go to for your stocking. We'll then close with a quick wrap up and a thank you for a bit of housekeeping on how today is going to go. Like I said, we will be doing Q&A in the functionality. You can also use the raise your hand feature. If we're not seeing you, hit me a note in the chat functionality. We will be sending you a survey after today's session as well. Please fill that out. The survey is going to be focused on today's session. Was it useful? Did you learn something from Cin7? Was there anything that you'd like to see or have done differently next time? We take all of that feedback to heart, so we really appreciate it. We're also going to be sharing with you some new resources today. The housekeeping piece to this, when we talk about training, if your team would like to be registered for training, please email myself or Aga and we will get you signed up. We're also going to send you a new sales deck, which Frank will talk to you about. This is going to be included with your email survey after today's session. If there's anything that you'd like to see different in that sales deck, any content that your team needs in particular, don't hesitate to let us know and we can get that added for you. That's the exciting stuff on the housekeeping front. As always, happy to have you with us today. I'm going to kick it over to David, who's going to take us through some exciting Cin7 business updates. David, over to you.
Awesome. Thanks for hosting us today, Michelle. Hi, everyone. I think I've met some of you, but not all of you. And with yourselves as partners being part of the Cin7 family, I thought a nice way to start is tell you a little bit about me. And I think it'd be great if the rest of our team can do that as they start their sections. So I am a father, but originally brought up in Sydney, Australia, and straight after uni, Guy, I know you're up there in the UK, Guy, straight after university moved up to London and met my now wife, and I met her in the audience of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, actually. So that's something about me, a little trivia, and I saw someone just won the million a few days ago, so that brought back some memories. But then I eventually moved to Auckland, New Zealand, and settled here and have always worked in software companies. So when I first, I did an engineering degree and I was a software developer for the early part of my career and just moved into different roles and always, generally speaking, within fast growing software companies. So I've learned a lot over the years and try to apply those learnings here, but continue to learn like all of us do. I've been here 12 months. I joined at the time of the acquisition. If you remember, we're now owned by Rubicon Technology Partners. They're a Colorado-based private equity firm, and they've brought a whole level of maturity to Cin7, not just the investment of the cash injection, but an injection of their skills and experience. And so we've worked closely with Rubicon in the last 12 months to significantly change Cin7. And I think if there's a key message for today is we are a different business. We've changed significantly over the last 12 months, and we continue to do so. And one of the ways I think we've done that is we've made a big effort to listen. We've listened a lot to our staff internally, listened to our partners, and listened to our customers. And I think you'll see this as a theme as we go through the slides today. And we want to keep doing this. And I want to offer, in case I forget to say at the end of my section here, I want to offer to each and every one of you my time. If you ever want to talk to me directly in a private session, just drop me an email. It's david.leach@cin7.com, and I'd be really happy to do so. The listening helps us learn. We're developing as a learning business. We're growing really quickly. We've successfully navigated COVID really well, which is super exciting for us. There's a lot of great updates today for you. And I think we want to continue to listen and learn. And if we do that, we'll continue to evolve as a business, continue to mature, and partner better with our partners. And that's why we're here today. So I'm going to quickly go through these topics here, and then we'll be moving into a product update after me. Next slide, Michelle. As I go through this as well, please just let me know if you've got any questions. You can raise your hand or put something in the chat window, and Michelle will kindly stop me, please. One of the biggest things we did, most impactful things we did, is back in February, we rolled out new values. We refreshed our values, and we did it in a way where it drove a lot of meaning. We sort of searched deep inside ourselves and surveyed our staff quite a lot, multiple rounds, and came up with these 4 really important values, and they mean a lot to me, which helps given my role, but it really does mean a lot to our leadership team. And I think we've embedded these values really well across the business. The first one, strive, be your best. This is a culture of learning, a culture of challenge. We're a hardworking bunch. We know that we've got a long way to go as a software company. We will only get there. We will be a much larger, successful software company each new year if we continue to evolve and change and stretch ourselves. So we stretch the business, we stretch our teams, but we stretch our individuals, and it attracts a certain type of person that's actually up for that. And it's a nice place to be, a type of role where it's not boring. Actually, there's a lot to do, and you're given responsibility and tasks maybe sometimes new to you, and that's actually brings out the best in people. We really like this culture. The second part, trust. Do the right thing. We need to be trusted, and we would like you to trust us. I think in all my listening with partners since I joined over the last 12 months, it sounds like it's been a bumpy past with mixed success, and it comes down to trust often. I think about a partnership's a little bit like a marriage. You're not going to have every day is not roses, but you've got to have your good, honest conversations. And I think you're going to want success for the other party. So we do genuinely want success for our partners, and we hope that our partners want success for us. And if we can mutually work together, there's a lot we can do together. And there's a foundation of trust there that I think we've been building. I hope you feel similar, and we want to continue to earn your trust and keep it. And these values, the trust value especially, but all these values is a foundation of how I think we're changing the relationships with our partners. The third, innovate. So coming into the business 12 months ago, there's a lot of positives in Cin7, and the product's a really great product, for example. A lot of good things going on. However, some of our teams are quite internal focused, and I guess that can happen. You get developers as you get larger, you get a little bit more distant from the end user, for example. We've made a huge effort in the last 12 months to turn the business into a far more customer-centric organization. You can even see little things like the wallpapers you can see in our backgrounds here today is bringing the outside world in. It's talking about our customers and their products and quotes from those customers. We actually have Michelle, who's an amazing host over Zoom webinars, by the way, has hosted a few of our customers that have presented to all our teams, bringing that outside world in. And we want to do more of that. It helps educate our teams. It helps them learn and grow. And actually, as we build our software, as we improve our processes, we always want to be doing it to benefit our customers and partners. And so that we are busy innovating. on lots of small things, but big things too. And we want them to be thinking about that customer first. So there's work we've done on end user personas, if you know what that's all about. So not just buyer personas pre-sale, but the end user persona post-sale. And there's a few really important types of end users that we continue to build for. But another exciting thing, I'll save it for later actually, is another thing that we've just rolled out recently that's also bringing the outside world in. And then fourth, collaborate. We're better together. I feel when I came into the business, this was something that we already did reasonably well. I think it's ingrained in our culture. We've got good teams, good teamwork going on, both inside individual teams, but company-wide collaboration. But that's internal. I actually think the collaboration opportunity for us is to collaborate significantly better with our customers and partners. It felt distant, like a distant relationship, and we actually want to bring these relationships in much closer and really partner for shared success, including the customer. There's no reason why we need to have a customer supplier, vendor type relationship. We want to have a partner type relationship with our customer base, particularly the more savvy customers that have extra value, where they really understand the domain and they have fantastic ideas in terms of input into our product strategy, product roadmap. And this has improved, I think, in how we collaborate externally, but it's going to continue to improve. Yeah, and before we go to the next slide, Michelle, an extra comment is the mission I sort of think about that goes hand in hand with the values is we really think about our customers as product businesses or product sellers, and we really want to help those sellers thrive and continue to grow. And the way we are going to do that is by sort of celebrating the products that they have and thinking about how those products can get in the hands of consumers around the world with as little friction as possible. Yeah, we want to try to enable that modern digital experience for the end consumer by helping our direct customer, which is those product businesses. And they have a number of complex needs, but we want to show up for them in a simpler way, if you like, and make the complex simple. We want to reduce the friction, and we do that by introducing more automation into our software. And I guess we want to enable speed and accelerate their success. And these are the things we're working on. And you'll hear more about that as my teammates here present to you. Next slide. We have been busy hiring as well. So it starts with the values, but actually alongside the values, we have a great team. We have Begita on the far left. Begita used to work with me at a business called Orion Health, another one of the darling sort of software companies here in New Zealand that had very fast growth during my time there. And Begita has a lot of expertise in integration. She led their integration engine product. An integration engine, it's very similar to MuleSoft and BizTalk type products if you're familiar. And this is actually a very significant part of our value proposition. The tagline we have around connected inventory sort of represents the over 500 integrations we have and how we're connecting up the world, the ecosystem that's relevant for retailers and wholesalers. And so she leads the whole engineering team, all parts. But particularly valuable with Begita is her integration experience. So we are investing into this EDI and 3PL area so we can speed up the time it takes us for connecting new connections, significantly speeding that up, maturing the organization. We've adopted Agile Scrum and continue to mature how we go about building our software under Begita. We have Bronnie. Bronnie was here already before the acquisition, but we've cemented her role as head of people and culture. She's fantastic with people, as you'd expect from a role like this, but she's very big on the values and very big on learning and development, and has been a really great team player in being the business coach, the people and culture coach alongside all our people leaders to continue the journey for our teams. And then we have Doug. Doug's on the line here today. Doug joins us from Xero. I think of Doug as the master of marketing. He's amazing. He's done so much for us. He's only been here since April and has turned marketing around for us. And it's a very exciting area for us that is a huge part of the success we've had over the last number of months navigating COVID, and will no doubt be a huge part of our success going forward. And you're going to hear from Doug shortly, so I won't steal his thunder. Then we have Rob. Rob joins us from Blackmores. You joined in April as well, but early April, and has really brought a lot of maturity to product management functions. So leads our product team and has quickly matured how we operate. So a whole number of process improvements and a lot more thoughtfulness, I guess, in how we plan out our coming dev sprints and how we plan out our long-term product roadmap as well. So we're far more organized than we have been, and very strategic too in how we think through the future of product. And then we have Frank. Frank makes it rain for us. He is the revenue man and doing great based up in Denver, and leads our US sales team and has played a huge role already in significantly modernizing the sales engine, investing in all the tech and process improvement that we have alongside the roles of the actual sales individuals. Then we have Nolan. Nolan's not on the line today, but he's our money man. He just makes sure that we have money in our bank account and can invest in all these things. But he's been he and I feel like have really teamed significantly well. We're quite similar by background with being a dad with 3 kids and things, and it's we team the leadership of the company very much. All of us do. So pretty pleased with this team. And it's part of the transformation I think we had is the message that we are a different business to the business we were 12 months ago, and we continue to evolve quickly. Next slide. Without repeating myself, you can see Frank, Nolan, Rob, Doug, Michelle are all based in Denver, Colorado, and this is new for us. In the history of Cin7, prior to 2020, we didn't have any international offices, and now we have 17 people in the United States. So it's significant growth for us, and we continue to invest in this office. And what we're building out is a full service office. It's not a sales only office. There is sales, marketing, customer success, and support are all the functions that we're building out here. Probably one of the only functions we won't have up there is the engineering function, but we continue to expand into the US, and this is really important for our medium and long-term strategy to accelerate the growth of the US, to deliver an improved customer experience for our US customers, and be more of a US-centric business. Our largest opportunity globally, we believe, is the US. However, it's expanding globally for us, which is exciting. Next slide. And I didn't talk enough about Michelle, actually. So Michelle joins us as head of partnerships, and it has added massive value already. One of the most impressive webinar hosts I've ever seen, but as a go-getter, like the strive to be your best oozes out of Michelle every day, I think. And she's just cracking on with significant improvements in this partnership area. And I think Michelle, more than anyone, is someone you'll be most familiar with, I assume, and hopefully you've seen all the amazing things Michelle's done and been impactful in unblocking things for you, and will continue to do so. And then we have Danny. So Danny is our founder. So many of you will have met Danny over the years. He's been with us from the start. So we've refined Danny's role. He had this chief architect role. It was a bit woolly. He does spend a little bit of time coding still, but we've really refined Danny's role to focus on being our chief innovation officer. And this plays to his strengths, and he's enjoying being part of the journey. He's committed to Cin7. He hasn't left us. So he's really instrumental, and he works very closely with like Rob and Begita on the product strategy, and really instrumental with building out the long-term future of the product, thinking about the market, the domain of what's going on, the different players, And there's a saying that I think Wayne Gretzky said around skate where the puck is going, not where the puck is today. And this is what our Chief Innovation Officer, Danny's busy doing. And he's also on our board. Our board, the rest of our board is just FYI, is our Rubicon Technology Partners business, the private equity firm that own us. So final slide from me. Like I said, we're actively listening and we'll continue to do so. We really aim to develop trusted relationships with our partners. We want to have the tough, honest conversations with each other in the times when we need to, but we want to sort of celebrate together as well when we have some real wins and shared success. Part of the listening, the structured listening that we've had here is we've rolled out Net Promoter Score for the first time in the history of the company. So customer Net Promoter Score has been really insightful for us. We're in our third month of these surveys and we're learning that our customers are saying we're slow and unresponsive in support. And so we're really busy working on this and wanting to transform it as fast as possible. And there are some improvements we've made already and more to come that I'll talk about in a second. And we've done a partner NPS, as you know. I think some or all of you will have filled that survey in already. And that is also really insightful to hear how you're feeling and how you would rate us. And this is a super important tool for us because we can take the feedback in a structured way. We can work on continuous improvements and we can measure it over time. So we would love the opportunity to survey you again in future, and hopefully you tell us that things continue to improve, and if not, we're here to listen and correct things, course correct. And then we're innovating. So this bringing the outside world in and innovating is super important for us. So on the product side, Rob is going to take you through a bunch of really cool innovations we've worked on in 2020, like the WMS and B2B. I won't steal his thunder, so I won't talk too much about product. On the customer support side, we have adjusted a number of things very recently, listening to that customer NPS survey feedback about being a little slow and unresponsive. So some of what we've done is refined our processes in how we take the inbound queue of tickets, and relating to those processes is how we prioritize. It's quite an important concept for a support help desk, is defining the priorities of these tickets in the eyes of the customer, not in the eyes of Cin7. Again, thinking outside world in. And then those priorities line up to SLAs that we aim to meet. And then we're also measuring time on dashboards and making them visible on the wall for the team, so that they're far more self-aware of how we're tracking with our first response time and resolution time. In the support area and onboarding area, we have also recently rolled out Cin7 Academy, and you'll hear more and more about this. It's an important tool for self-paced learning. Think like lynda.com, if you're familiar with it, or coursera.com. It's the same type of concept. It's online. You log in and you can do a whole range of Cin7 courses. A little bit of a vision for Academy. It's going to take us a little while to get there, but we will eventually have certifications on there. So you can become Cin7 certified, and we're actually aiming to have an army of people around the world certified on Cin7 and have that on their CVs on LinkedIn. That's kind of part of the vision of where we want to take Academy. And then on the marketing side, we've really innovated marketing significantly. There's a lot we've already done and a lot we're doing, and Doug will take you through that. I don't want to steal his thunder too much. Yeah, I just want to make sure I said, yeah, and there's one other thing, there's a couple of other things coming in the support area. So most of our tickets come in via emails, as back and forth via email. So we're busy working on a customer portal that actually the same system will work as a partner portal. And I'm sure Michelle and others will talk about this shortly. But for our customers and partners, it's going to give you much better tracking of tickets. And what we'll roll out in a similar timeframe is live chat. So chat being something that the world has started to come to expect. And we do think it will add a lot of value to our customers, and it will help address this problem we're hearing in the NPS surveys about being slow and non-responsive. Yeah. And the final message here, around that innovate and bringing the outside world in, just something fun that we've done internally. And it's something that maybe you or your customers could help by participating in it. So we've rolled out customer volunteer days. We talk about this as a benefit for our employees, and everyone in the company, including me actually, are going to go on site 2 days a year and work for a customer as if you're like their employee. So you might work in the warehouse for a couple of days, or you might work on the POS terminal, selling their products in their store, or might work alongside their accountants in the back office, etc. So if that's something you could help us organize, for us it's a lot easier if it's in person. You're getting out of the office as part of the experience for our team. So right now, largely focused, especially with COVID, we're largely focused on Auckland based customer visits and Denver based customer visits, but over time we're up for a bit of travel as well and visiting other customers, and we may be able to visit partners as well and live in your world and work for you, and basically be your employee for a day. You tell us what you want us to do and we'll do it, and we'll be learning in the process. So that's everything from me. It's everything I wanted to work through. Like I said, we're listening, continue to listen, continue to learn, and continue to evolve. We're wanting to change the business at quite a pace, and we'll continue to do so. Yeah. So if you've got more feedback for us or enthusiastic about seeing more change at Cin7 in different areas, speak up. Yeah, we're here to listen.
Absolutely, David. Great comments. Team, we do not have any questions right now. I will give just a reminder, throw them into the Q&A functionality. I also have my chat window open. So if you don't want to put it into Q&A, you want to send it to me directly, absolutely feel free. I will echo what David said. If you, and of course in the US, we're on a little bit of a slower timeline over here. If you have a customer who you think would benefit from our teams and you joining to go and see the customer, please let us know. And similarly, as soon as we are back out of the COVID world that we are in, please do expect to see our team traveling to see you and spend time with you and get to understand more what the day-to-day operations of each of your businesses look like. Speaking to the global chat function, we're very excited about this. I will give this team a reminder today. You all have my cell phones. If we don't have global chat launched for you fast enough and you ever do truly need something, this team here is available to support. You have my cell phone. We will jump in. If it's a Saturday, if it's a Sunday, it doesn't matter. Our goal is to make sure that your customers and you are getting the support that you need. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're very excited about the work being done in customer success. And absent of any questions, this is a seasoned bunch, so not surprised. Other than a huge shout out and thank you to David for joining us, I'm going to kick it over to Rob, who's going to take you through some product updates. I will say that I expect to see some questions on this section. Rob has been doing great work. I know Rob has met almost all of you on the call today, and so you have very likely seen an introduction into some of the roadmap that he's working on, some of the changes his team are focusing on. He has been a huge impact already for the business. I hope you have seen it. We certainly have. And Rob, with that, I'm going to kick it over to you.
Michelle, thanks. Always great to get to follow David as he lays up such great topics for us to follow. So David, thank you. All of our partners joining today, thank you for being part of our family. As Michelle mentioned, I think I've met most of you. For those that maybe don't know me, just quickly, Denver, Colorado based, married, 4 kids. So I guess David, if you felt like you left a little on the table at 3, my words of advice would be 3 to 4 is pretty simple. So I don't know if you were thinking about that, but yeah, 4 kids, born and raised in Ohio. Yes, I'm a long-suffering Northeastern Ohio sports fan. I'd rather not dwell on that too much. And anyway, in product management for over 20 years, and in the last 15, focused on cloud-based solutions. As David mentioned, I joined the team in early April. Excited to be here, excited to bring some of my experiences and market-facing activities to the product team. 10 minutes is going to go pretty quick, so let's go ahead and jump in. You know, David, you started around the concept, so things that we're going to cover today, a little bit on the we're listening part. I love that lead in by David to talk a little bit about what the product team has done already around listening and what we've have coming up that we're going to continue to do around working closely with you and our customers. I'll talk a little bit about recent innovations, just provide a recap of those items that we've released to production of late, and then look ahead a little bit in a what's to come section. So just 3 parts. Let's go ahead and jump into the first section around We're Listening. One of the things that was very clear to me was we have a passionate partner and customer base that wanted to be involved more, to be engaged more, even sooner in the process. We had a beta program previously that was used to collect some feedback around new features we were doing, and excited to let you know we simply took that beta program, repurposed it a little, now the early adopter program, and really plan on leveraging it going forward to be able to work with you and your customers, our joint customers, around bringing a larger kind of feature set to the table, allow you guys to use it and provide us feedback with us. The goal being, of course, getting that feature out to production for all customers in a format and a functional way that meets everybody's needs based upon their ability to give us that feedback. So we've got 2 early adopter programs in motion, as David mentioned, our B2B e-commerce and our WMS. I'll talk a little bit about those more on our recent innovations, but from a program perspective, I want to just reinforce from the early adopter program perspective, very important, just to let you guys know, over 50 customers and partners signed up for each of the 2 early adopter programs. We realized that emailing back and forth maybe isn't the best way to interact around a concept like this. So we've set up dedicated Slack channels, and we'll continue to do so. That allows everyone in an early adopter program to work together, fully transparent. I love to see the interaction going on in those Slack channels. Very easy for others to say, oh yeah, hey, that was maybe something I thought was pretty cool. And you know what, they already posted that. So we think it's a much more efficient way to bring everybody together, persist information, move the product features forward, and we'll continue to look to evolve it and want your feedback on how you think the early adopter programs are and what feedback your customers give you that are involved in our early adopter program. So we're excited to be able to formalize it a little bit. We'll continue to leverage it going forward. And I think that last sub point is pretty important. Guys, we're not here to do this just to plant a flag and say we have this thing called an EAP. The product team is 100% committed to maintaining and being involved in the early adopter programs. If at any point in time that contract is failed to being executed on, please make sure to reach out and let us know, because an early adopter program in the dark doesn't do anyone any good. So we're excited by that. But we also heard you that maybe just one thing we could have worked on to do better, but we also were pretty loud and clear you wanted more help content from us and updates on what we're doing. And so we've made some inroads on that by trying to be more active with Doug and the marketing team around the partner newsletter, the customer newsletters, to make sure we insert product, both what's coming up short term and also things that are maybe out in the future a little bit, giving you increased line of sight on those. So we know we have more work to do in this area, but you'll see and already have made some changes in the help system to move some things forward. We'll continue to leverage the updates area in the help system to provide you, as things get rolled to production, updates. So we know this is important to have the product team play a role in keeping everyone posted, both inside Cin7 and out, and we'll continue to execute and get better in that area. So we are listening. We do want your feedback on how product can continue to help you in your business. And we hope that some of the things we've already started working on are a sign of that, but we welcome your feedback. As David mentioned, and Michelle mentioned, rob.blake@cin7.com. Just throw that here in the middle. Anyone that has comments or would like to respond to this, please ask a question or follow up after my presentation.
Love it. Rob, for our partners who may not have signed up for the WMS or the B2B early adopter program, where would you like them to go if they would like to get signed up?
Well, we're now charging $100 for each partner that wants to. No, I'm just kidding.
Goes right to your Venmo.
Yeah, right to my Venmo. Yes. No, just kidding. So the early adopter program, if anyone would like to sign up to that, it's early.adopters@ cin7.com is the general email. The reason why it's general is, again, because as we roll out EAPs, we're creating specific Slack channels and interaction points. But the general way to interact or ask us something or to join would be early.adopters@cin7.com, Michelle.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rob. And for the here, I will share that email address in our follow-up. I believe that most of you have registered. If you have not, don't hesitate to reach out. A key here for our partner community is that getting into the early adopter program gives you visibility into what is coming into the general customer ecosystem in the future. So as you are out in the field, you're consulting, you're offering advisory services, you're working on implementations, it gives you better visibility into what is coming down the pike. It also gives you a way to give us feedback and say, look, this is great, this does or doesn't hit what we're looking for. I would also make one ask to this group today. If you are not hearing from us on what is new, what awesome work Rob's team is doing, if the partner newsletter and our emails are not adequate, we are open to whichever format is best for you. So please don't hesitate to provide that feedback to us. And we are happy to add additional communication channels to make sure that you have the most updated and recent information available. I'd also like to make one quick comment, Rob, before we go into your next section, that status.cin7.com and our updates page are both great resources for you. I will share those links as well. And Rob's team does a really good job of making sure that the updates page has any new feature releases, and our status page can be used to check the status of the product.
Thanks,
Rob,
Michelle.
back to you for your recent innovations.
Yeah, listen, I know everyone on the call, all of our partners, you guys are really busy. I love these town halls for a chance to provide you guys what I'll call a quick hit kind of heat map update on some items. I fully expect you guys to want more detail. As a reminder, we'll be happy to do a more formal presentation around the product and our roadmap. Just today, I wanted to kind of provide a quick update, a smaller version of that to give you guys an update on where we're at. This is our summary of recent innovations. I'll try that again. Broken into two pieces. Left-hand side, what I just call general, meaning non-accounting related, and on the right-hand side is accounting related. The reason for the breakout is, as David mentioned, our NPS efforts. I think Doug will probably wrap around and talk a little bit more about it. We do know and recognize that the accounting area, not only is it a critical area, part of the platform, but it's an area that we need to make sure to continue to pay attention to. So I wanted to call out some of those specific features. In general, the list of innovations, I think, captures a very nice summary of what our focus is. I would break that down into kind of three areas. One, around taking initiatives that we had been working on historically that are very important to the platform in general, or market leading aspects like omnichannel or EDI 3PL connectivity, and bringing those across the finish line. I would count the WMS phase 1 and the B2B e-commerce phase 1 as kind of poster children for those items, because these are aspects of the platform that I think I feel like customers and partners like what they see, but in today's day and age, they want more. And our WMS and B2B e-com are pointed in the right direction to deliver that. As a reminder, those are multi-phased releases. So you see an update here. These are listed here because they're both in EAP. So the code is out to the EAP members and is in use. Our plan is to continue to update that code base around those features and then roll that to finality as we get further into the latter part of this year, and continue to innovate as we move forward into 2021. So that's number one, right? Taking things that the company had already been working on that are proven goodness and making sure those cross the finish line. Number two would be, hey, David mentioned an agile shop, an agile scrum shop. So we need to be reactive and responsive to changes that occur in the market. And I can't help think of a better one than item number 3 in the general list, our Square PAWS integration phase 1, as the ability for us to have a roadmap, but be able to step back as a business, look at an opportunity, be able to shift a little to go after something, and which delivers goodness to the platform overall and you as partners. And I'll have a separate slide on the Square PAWS. So that's number two, just always keeping our eyes on the horizon and looking around us to see what's going on. Number three would be just general enhancements then to things that we already have. So instead of the shiny object new feature, it's continuing to advance and get more deep in a certain area of the product based upon feedback we receive. And I would say quite a bit of the rest of the items that you see on here are great examples of that. I'll call out one on the accounting side, our US tax effort, long time coming as well. Kind of fits in that first bucket that targeted here in the US marketplace around helping address the more complex tax world that we live in here in North America and the US specifically. And then I would be remiss, guys, I know as a product guy, we always want to talk about features, but to me, the platform is a feature as well. So when there's important things that need to be upgraded or in this case, turned off, we're not shy about making sure you guys know that. This is the latest example, our TLS 1.0, 1.1 retirement, just substandard connectivity protocols that most of the industry is moving away from. So we shut that down last week, no blips to the customer base or partner base, and now have focused on TLS 1.2 and forward, ensuring that everybody uses as secure of connections as possible to our platform when using Cin7. So a nice broad summary. I wasn't going to go too deep in all of these, again, in the spirit of time, because my clock is fast ticking as it is. So let me go ahead and I'll get to Q&A, so I'm happy to come back on maybe this in more detail in Q&A. Let's go to the next slide then, which is, I just want to talk just a quick second about our Square Pause integration. Exciting news. Again, this is kind of tied into the Stitch Labs acquisition by Square and the announcement by Square that that product will be sunset, and the opportunity of the market that provided us. We rallied the product engineering management team to redirect and be able to go get our phase one support not only done, but out the door. The screenshot you see on the left is our initial integration is available on our app store right now. The sub bullets there that you see at the bottom are the areas of the integration that are offered. And then I did throw one in there that is very important to us. You'll see this on the next slide, which is our roadmap, or two slides, which is our roadmap slide, is we still have a little bit of work on Square Pause integration, but we've purposely broke it into two parts. It's available and up on our app store right now. So pretty exciting to be able to spin and go after that and respond and execute against the opportunity. Okay, next slide would just be, I talked a little bit about the help content and making sure you guys get information that you need that help you and your teams understand new functionality. I took a couple of the recent accounting updates that were listed in the recent innovations, and I just provided kind of an overlay of the different help links that we have. You know, I think our help content, the core of it is really good, and we do pretty good at linking to some of it. What we need to do is continue to do that, make sure the updates on new features are timely, and then make sure we continue to provide as deep of help content as possible to make sure that the new features are easy to use. So these are just a couple. The blues are all the links up there. So this is in the help system. All the links are available, and specifically on the QBO settings enhancement, including tax, and then the invoice options there on the left. So just wanted to kind of make one of the parts of our presentation kind of tie in with the recent innovation to show you what we're working on. Finally then, as I wrap up my presentation, of course, can't do a product presentation without taking a look at the roadmap. This is a second half 2020 lens of the roadmap. The items that you see listed on the right are categorized by what we call our key product themes. These 6 themes are very important to us. They're ones that we continue to use as kind of evaluation criteria as we maintain and extend our roadmap into the future. And so a very, very important one that I would be remiss leaving, it ties in with the recent innovation about taking things we have and doing them either A, better, in this case it's B, simpler. You'll see an ease of use theme and then an ease of use phase 1 and phase 2. We are very committed as an organization to make Cin7 easier to use. It doesn't matter if it's a new customer, a new user, or an existing customer or existing user. Less clicks, less information on the screen at one time, just simple ways to making certain workflow adjustments in the platform, items that are a little more involved. But adding it all up, we realize we do need to make the platform better. The depth is good, the breadth is good, but when it's hard to use, people tend to lose sight of both of those attributes. So we are committed to rolling out a number of enhancements in and around ease of use as we go through the year. You'll see logical extensions. I already mentioned the WMS phase 2, the B2B eCom phase 2, and then some additional work in our API, EDI, and 3PL areas that, again, we know are important to you. So I was hoping with this roadmap snippet to give you a sample of some of the larger items. Of course, smaller rocks and pebbles make this up too, but again, some of you have seen this information on a presentation that we've done previously. This is kind of a refreshed, updated version. My time, I think, on the clock is pretty close to being done. So I'll tell you what, instead of rambling on anymore, thank you for your time. Again, appreciate everyone showing up on today's Partner Town Hall. And Michelle, I'll turn it back to you, see if anyone has any questions I can address.
Awesome, Rob. We have the one question that I actually got from a partner yesterday.
Okay.
That is in prep for you. I should have given it to you ahead of time, but we'll throw it at you hot and see how you do.
Okay.
Partners are curious with the feature request process. Partners will very often come across features or issues that are facing their customers. They would typically submit those to us. How is that process being handled today? And how is the partner voice being included in this roadmap work that you're working on?
So whoever asked the question, thank you. The voice of, I'll generally frame it around what are we doing around the voice of the partner as it relates to the product team. It's very important. In fact, so I think the question was into two parts. What are we doing today? What are we doing today is working closely with, as you come across an enhancement request, I think what happens is one of two things. Either an enhancement request goes in through our support team, and if you do that today and you'd like to continue doing that today, that's fine. Our support team will take the request, put it into our feature tracking system. So your request, your time spent on that does end up getting into the book of records for product, if you will. The second way I think you probably do it today is with Michelle being very active and working closely with you. You could also email Michelle and say, hey, I came across this enhancement. Michelle and the product team also connected in a similar capacity. So the bottom line is, and then a third way, you have my email address. One way or another, we want to hear from you. But what we know is we can take what we do today, which is maybe a little bit fragmented, and do it better to truly create a voice of the partner. So I'd hate to spill all the beans, but I would simply leave it that we are going to formalize the voice of the partner into the roadmap process. We are going to focus on not only you making it simple for you to bring in feature requests that you come across, I think even more importantly is being able to easily see what their status is. This is an effort company-wide to do better at the feature request process. So whether you're a partner or a customer, we know we can do better as an organization. We've been working on our path forward on that. Don't have all the details to share on this call, but know that, Michelle, I would assume by the time we have the next town hall, I think we're probably going to have an update for our partners around the voice of the partner with specific detail on how we're improving the entire process, not just feature request submissions.
Fantastic. Well, Rob, thank you. For our partners, if you think of any questions, always feel free to throw them into the chat functionality. And we're going to move on now into a very exciting section that you're going to get to hear from yours truly on, which are going to be our partner program updates. I have a couple key ones for you today. I won't belabor them because most of you spend extensive amounts of your time with me as it is. So some of you have seen blips into this already. So we'll go a bit quick. Stop me if there's anything that you want to ask questions on or anything that you want to hear more about. What we're going to cover today, our training program launch, which kicked off this summer, our deal registration changes, so how to work with my lead, our marketing collateral update that I have for you today, as well as the launch of our NPS and the action plan that's coming off of that. So that's what we'll go through today. I do want to make a comment. David alluded to and gave a teaser into our partner portal. Many of you have been asking for this. We hear you, we hear you, we hear you. It is coming. I will not promise you a date yet, but please know that all the way up to David, we are working very fast on this. So we're working hopefully by end of the year to have something in front of you. I will put a survey out to each of you probably in the next 2 weeks to confirm the requests that we have received so far of what will go into that. So as always, I know we ask you for feedback quite often. It really truly does impact what we do with this program. Your voices are helping us to make sure this program delivers upon the things that you need to generate revenue for your business. So that is a brief intro to what we're going to cover. For those of you who have not been exposed to our partner training, this is within the Academy. David talked about it earlier. Essentially, this content is an online learning platform that will allow you to customize what content your team will be trained on. So if you're a guy, for example, and you have someone new on your team and you want them to get a very general overview of Cin7, we can put them into our new employee training, and they are going to get access to the same training that our teams have access to. Our partners are getting exposure into the same processes and into the same training that someone who joined Cin7 on day one is getting. The reason that we're doing that is because we truly believe that your teams are as critical as ours in making sure that we deliver great customer experiences. That being said, if there's an area that you're already familiar with the product and you want to get more in depth into a certain area, perhaps accounting, we can also assign you specific curriculum to work on in that area. We're also working on getting some sample demos up. Something that we hear again and again is, what is a general Cin7 demo for someone in the fashion space? What is a general Cin7 demo for someone who maybe is running an online store? They maybe have an Amazon account and they're maybe exploring launching onto Walmart. We are working on getting sample demos set for you to watch and then mirror when you're in market pitching to customers. Those are in progress. And my ask is, if any of you have a great Cin7 demo or someone on your team who does it, please let us know. One of the really cool things about the Academy is that it's giving us a chance to collaborate with our partners and our customers to bring some of these best practices forward in a way that our team may not have exposure to. So these are exciting things coming down the pike. If you have not signed up for this and you'd like to get into it, please let me know via email and I'll get you registered. If you're nice, I'll put you through the easy courses. And if you're not, then I'll put you through the hardest ones. Just let me know and we'll get you signed up. The next piece that I want to talk through today comes out of the very lengthy feedback that we have received that we sometimes do not handle your leads correctly. Thank you, first of all, for sharing this with us. The only way our teams can improve is if you share honest and candid feedback with us. The deal registration form in the past, which is on Cin7 Register a Lead, I'll send you guys the link, has not given you an option to tell us how you want us to work with your customer or your client or your prospect. This opens up a couple of issues. First of all, you might already be working with that customer and doing demos, and all you need from us is pricing, but you need to register it to us so we have it tracked. Then we wouldn't know. We would give that customer a call, and all of a sudden they're talking to Cin7 and to you, and it's a miscommunication. We hear you. We understand, first of all, that that's frustrating and confusing for the customer, but also it doesn't create trust and transparency with you as our partners. We know that when the partner portal got taken down in 2018, that caused some hiccups. And as we work to get that stood back up, we also understand that we need something to fill in the gap right now. So what we've done is we've updated the form, and it now includes a field that tells you how to work with my lead. Either A, I will introduce you, please follow up with me. If our team gets that, one of Frank's team is going to give you a call and say, thank you so much for filling out this form. Tell me about your client. How can I help? And then you'll facilitate the introduction. B, reach out, just keep me updated on the progress. If that's it, you're just pitching the client over, you don't need anything else from us, just go after it, Cin7, and let me know. Can't wait for my referral bonus. We will take it from there and let you know how it goes. Or C, Don't reach out. Don't talk to them yet. I'm not ready. I'm just registering this to you so that you know I'm working on it. This is critical for you to be able to say, Cin7, this is a deal that I'm working, but I'm not ready for you to help yet. Or I'm only going to need pricing from you and I'll email you when I need it. Using this functionality will allow me and my team to get these accounts registered to you in Salesforce, which helps us get your timings out on time and correctly. That being said, if you have a deal and you forget to register it or your team doesn't know to, totally okay, we'll get it taken care of on the back end. I will send this link out to each of you again in our follow-up email. Please, where you can, use this form and we will make sure that it gets tracked in Salesforce correctly. I will also tell you our sales team, and Frank will speak to this, have been trained on how to work with partner deals. They know that we have new forms, they know that they need to check with you, and they know they need to keep you in the loop. Our sales team are here as allies for you and as tools to help you deliver new revenue into your business. They are not here to compete with you, and we are here first and foremost to be your partner in delivering Cin7 to your customers. So that's the update on the lead form. I know it's a little bit in the weeds, but I truly think that when we talk about making sure that the trust and collaboration come from Cin7 into your world, this is first and foremost. We will not be competing with you on accounts, and we are putting everything we can in place from a process perspective to make sure that the trust and transparency is there. So please communicate with us, bring your leads. We will help with you however you need. And again, register them so I can get you paid on time. Our marketing collateral update. So this goes hand in hand with sales. It's maybe not as exciting as some of Rob's fantastic work, but it's a sales deck. And our marketing collateral, I know, is something that you have all been asking for since I've started, and we're excited to be sharing it with you today. So after this call, when you fill out that survey, I'm just kidding, you'll get it regardless. But if you fill it out, I'll get it to you faster. We will be sending you a new sales deck. And what this deck does is it gives you an updated version for customer pitches about Cin7. We have also added blank template slides so you can add your own business information. We've also included a slide that talks about why a customer should work with a partner of Cin7. This really dives into the value proposition that a client gets from working with your teams. You are obviously welcome to edit the deck as you need. We've included industry-specific slides such as fashion, beauty and apparel, etc. And so you'll have the full tools that you need to go into a customer pitch. That being said, if there's something missing, if there's something you want edited, please don't hesitate to let us know and we're happy to help. We will also have sample demos, like I mentioned, going up, and we're also going to hold a demo training for you in October. So if there's someone on your team who is going to be talking to customers, going to be customer facing, we will do a demo to teach them how to give a general Cin7 demo in October. We're also going to be releasing additional fact sheets. So these are first look pages. I think each of you have already received our B2B and WMS from Rob's team earlier in the summer. We will continue to drop those to you ahead of time so you know what's coming for your customers. Our goal is that you are sitting in an internal advisory position for your customers. And then beyond that, if you have any additional content requests, please submit them to myself or Aga. We are happy to help with collateral. We are happy to help with your sales questions. And please don't let that be a pause for anything that you need in terms of sales. Just let us know and we'll help make sure that you have everything that you need. Okay, the last one for me, and then we're going to jump into a couple of questions in the chat. Coming out of our NPS, I would first like to say thank you to those of you who have filled it out. If you have not filled it out yet, I will include the link for you. I promise the email that you got from me will be in bullets with lots of links, so it'll be clear and easy to read. Our survey launched on August 1st in collaboration with our marketing team. And what we heard out of this survey was really a key set of information. David talked about our responsiveness and customer support. You have shared with us the same. We need to be responsive. We need to be quick on our feet when it comes to getting your support tickets prioritized and taken care of. We will also be putting into place action plans based on each of your specific feedback. So we pulled it all out. It's in a big Excel content And we've basically gone through and color coded it. There are some really low-hanging fruit, fantastic, quick things that we can get going for you. We will share those in our partner newsletter in October. And in the meantime, if you have not filled this out yet, please do. Be open and candid with us. Your feedback helps us be better and helps us support you so that you can be successful. So for those of you who filled it out, a very heartfelt thank you. Lance, as always, thank you for giving me a shout out. I will very selfishly always take them. And we are very appreciative of those of you who've shared your voice with us. It truly does matter. And all the way up to our SLT, we are very engaged on making sure that this program grows and benefits you as you continue to grow with Cin7. So with that, I'm going to take a quick peek. I think we may have a couple of Q&A. Guy in region. Guy, I see your questions. I'm going to follow up with you on the referral one. And I see Rob is getting an answer to you on Xero as well. Alrighty, so we're going to clear off. Rob, do you want to jump in and give a quick answer for Guy on the full panel?
Well, I just want to say thanks, Guy, for throwing that in for everyone's sake. Guy was asking about Xero integration, specifically around WIP journals and then asset account mappings. So I appreciate the questions. I would just remind that's exactly why I wanted to break out the accounting kind of focused areas that we're working on, because we do know we need to keep going. I showed a couple of QuickBooks ones. We know we need to do the same on Xero. So I'm looking into the answers. I just wanted a chance to say thanks, Guy, exactly the kind of questions we expect, and I'll get back in touch to everyone with an answer to your questions.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rob. And Guy, your question on the partner side was if we've considered matching our referral partners with our certified integrator partners. I love that idea. We have not in the past. Doug is going to give you a teaser into this, but we are very close on our partner directory. So once that's out the door, I think we would then look at, Guy, perhaps a phase 2 where we would say, for our, in your example, our referral partners who are in the UK or in specific regions, we have an additional resource for you in Blue Hub to provide X, Y, and Z services. So I love the idea. We have not scoped it yet, but we will absolutely take that onto our list to look into. Fantastic. I think we have one more. A thank you from Guy. Wonderful team. Then in that case, we are going to keep cruising into our marketing update with the fantastic Master of Marketing, Doug LaBahn.
Hey, Michelle, with your agility, could you just refresh the page? I added a little bit based upon what the group was interested in.
Yes. Let me give a quick refresh.
There you go. It's good. It's ready to roll.
Awesome. And we are back.
Well, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Super excited to meet you. Some of you may be familiar faces. I recognize the names and excited to get going. So, hey, just a word about me. Super excited here to be here at Cin7. My background before Xero was the last 4.5 years I was at Xero. Before that, I was at Sage North America with responsibility for the UK and Australian and Asia Pac ERPs. And before that was at a business that reminds me very much of the others, which was a rapidly growing business. SaaS subscriptions grew from 100 million to about 800 million of revenue in 4 years. So there's just so much opportunity here. I'm super excited to work with all of you. And I'm very transparent. As you'll see, I just put some key things. You know, my favorite way of working is to listen, to observe, find options, validate them, see if that's the best, and then do. And Rob has an acronym for me already, GST, which is getting stuff done, I think, or something similar to that. I also know, and did a big study, 4-year study at Sage when I was there, and a 3-year study at Xero, is businesses do way better when they have partners and coaches. It is night and day. Their growth is twice as fast. Their happiness running their business is 5 times higher. You guys are superheroes, and we need to get you engaged into that. At Xero, I was responsible for the partner program from day one when I walked in November 2015 till my last day. And we grew an amazing community, and you all remind me of the early days of that and now Xero numbers tens of thousands of partners. The way to succeed is to team, join up on plans and actions. So if you were sitting in our Slack channels, you'd see us collaborating on all sorts of things. And love David's style. We do not ponder things forever. It is, hey, let's do the smart thing. Let's learn and improve and get rocking on it. And I think the key is and I see it here. I've been here about 3 months. We're very transparent, good or bad news, and we accomplish so much more with trust than hiding things. So we want to know the good, bad, and ugly from you, and we want to be awesome partners. We also know that trust is earned. You might go, hey, Doug, that's a nice fancy suit and a nice picture of bricks. I really want you to hold me and marketing accountable for delivering for you. And everything we say it in a smart way because we know we can deliver. And I'm super excited. Cin7 has a rally cry, and David, correct me if I have it wrong. Every 6 months, we have the leadership gets together and says, hey, what do we want to accomplish as a business? And for this half and beyond, we want to create thousands of raving fans. So we had really smart sessions around where we stuff it up and where we mess up, and look candidly like, hey, we have to change systems. We need to think about the way we work. We need to work better with partners was a super high priority for that. So that is a bit of me on a page, living in Denver in the last 4 years at Xero. I think I lived in 7 different countries. So citizen of the world, but extremely passionate about what you do and connecting you to businesses. Next slide. So I think we're going to have time at the end for open mic, and I know you're going to have the deck, so I'll cover a lot efficiently. First 100 days for me was Flying Start. It was a program of work, listening tour with customers and partners, and I know that I've spoken to some of you, and Michelle, thank you for that. And really just very candidly, what have we done well? What don't we do well? What are our strengths and opportunities? And if you saw behind the scenes, I brought in 2, amazing experts around customer journey. So we just didn't listen, go, hey, that's great, and I'll put that in my notepad. We actually have a program of work to make things better based upon your inputs, and that is moving very quickly. We also did market, customer, and competitor research about buyers and businesses, and I'll share a little bit about that. And content, strategy, and stories. You will see partners start to pop up like mushrooms on cin7.com in the most positive way, where we make introductions to businesses that need your help and support. And the fourth one is really we retooled marketing, and we have best-in-class digital practices. We have new lead forms, and we have something called Customer 360. So we can see the customer's journey from the first click on the website through to agreeing to become our customer, to being onboarded and beyond. And the customer net promoter score and listening to customers, part of David's leadership and the rally cry, it's everybody's job. If a customer is unhappy, I'm seeing myself, my colleagues jump in on a call, talking and listening in the first person. And Rob, you're exceptional at that, so thank you. The second phase, just to give you a heads up, the program of work next 100 days is jump in front. So we're doing assessment of cin7.com, our brand and our messaging. We're looking at the buyer's experience from the first time they hit our website through on to when they become your customer and our customer together. And the buyer and user profiles, really just getting the voice of customer, understanding market differences, so the UK versus US, and understand what's really important so that we can just nail what's important to your customers and ours. Next slide. So I don't know what's going on in your business, but I have a hunch that you are extremely busy and probably having the most profitable year, because what COVID-19 has done is it's been, some people call it the retail apocalypse. People have to go multi-channel, and your ability to help them and our software is a fantastic fit. What you're seeing is our opportunity together. In the US, we did a study, 2,000 businesses, completed it at the end of June. So just a few weeks, people were pretty far along in their journey and understanding where their tech investments are. And you see the colorful rainbows. In the middle, what they improve, like the top one, 10% of those businesses in the US. So the 587 in our TAM, that's the addressable market, that's companies with 10 to 99 employees, and 187,000 of them said, I'm spending my IT money and I'm increasing my investment to get my order management and inventory sorted out. That's why I predict you are very busy people. 10% of those in the little purple line said, I just want to focus on wholesale. Wholesale is the thing that I'm going to improve for my business. And just below that, 20% wanted wholesale and e-commerce. If you do the math, I just put it in the next column. These are businesses shopping. So it's very thoughtful survey and very diligent on who participated. So we screened out lots and lots of people. 19,000 are saying, hey, I'm investing to buy software to improve my wholesale channel. And all up to the far right, that is 168,000 businesses. So if we at Cin7 could capture this opportunity, we would be many, many times bigger. And these are businesses growing, and we know that we can do it with you. There's a footnote that I put there. 85% of those businesses paid an IT coach tech partner in the last 12 months, more than $10,000. So I don't know that you can quite say it this way, but I do think of it. They're spending like drunken sailors on IT, coaching, and software, and we want to do this together with you. We think it's a massive opportunity. Yep. Next slide, please. So let's talk about the opportunity. We have tens of thousands of people that come to Cin7.com, many of them to log in. 60,000 people come to Cin7 every month, and we get 600 to 900 requests for demos. That means 98.8% people hit our website and walk away because they don't understand you can help them, and they don't understand our proposition and how we're doing that. So big red flash there on the side. We will fix our site, and you will have lots more opportunities by being our partners, and we're excited about that. Next slide, please. So on this page, improvements and plans for Cin7.com, and I think some of you helped us design the resource center on the left-hand side, which is everything you need to know if you're a Stitch customer and you're trying to figure out if Cin7 is the right solution. So it has customer success stories. It has our 5-step implementation process. We're adding partners to this. Michelle, thank you for rallying people where if they want to hear from an expert, your blog, your content will be right there along with your contact information. And we've also improved the About Us page. So we're very easy to understand. You'll see the highlight there across the middle. We process more than 3 million sales orders a month. I don't know if you guys knew that or thought about that. We have customers operating in more than 20 countries, and we've already exceeded the number. I think I need to update it. More than $20 billion of sales orders and POS transactions have gone through our platform in the last 12 months. And we have 550 integrations, and David mentioned Bergita before, so we have a dedicated team building and improving more integrations. So that's pretty awesome. Next, what you just sort of see peeking across the page is our career page. As David mentioned, I think that we are hiring. We're adding more people in the US. We're adding more people to deliver exceptional service to customers and to partners. And so we'll have a great careers page. And if you see somebody in your network who has a passion for what we do, please do recommend them. And after this, and you'll probably have a silent tear on your side, we're going to look at the pricing page, and we're going to look at the home page, the one that I just had the little flag on. So we are rocking forward on that. Next slide, please. So you may have noticed, imagine because you're watching what we do, we've changed our request for demo sign-up form on the website. And we had, you may groan at this, we had custom built forms. So everyone was custom builds, and things got lost from the website into our Salesforce implementation. And so if you ever had a lead that got lost, my personal apologies for that. That is never our intention. So now we have a beautiful form, and we continue to optimize it. And you can see, the prospects putting in their company name. They're putting in what sales channels they're looking for and what team they lead. So I'm very transparent. This is the first 6 weeks of the data that was live, and 19% said, hey, I want to buy and improve my wholesale. 26%, I want to improve my wholesale and my e-commerce together. And if you take the next 10%, the omni-channel, where we are exceptional, that's 20% as well. So 65% of these coming in are right in our sweet spot. And then there's another 35% that are marketplace sellers, and we serve them well. But I hope what you take from my comments so far is that we're really listening to the market and to customers and to partners, and we're finding our sweet spot where we will be exceptional and the market leaders. So this is why we do all this. Also, the content that goes in here, if they say, hey, I'm interested in e-commerce and wholesale, we're starting to personalize the content. So if you know the notion of a nurture journey and getting them relevant content, inviting them to relevant webinars and so on. So what they're shopping for and what they tell us when they want to see a demo is going all the way through our process. And that's what I'm calling this beautiful buyer's experience. So what they say they want, we talk to them about, we demo it to them, and then we help them be successful with that. So a couple more topics I just want to cover on. We have a new web form, and we will continue to improve this. So we definitely want your feedback on that. If you use the web form instead of emailing Michelle, and she's wonderful, we do pick up additional information like what you say they would like to improve. So if it is e-commerce and wholesale, we know how to talk to them about that particular thing. And one of my favorite, and it came from your feedback, Michelle, is how do you want us to engage them? Like hands off, you've got it, you're doing the demo, they're ready, you just need the paperwork for them to sign. Or at the other end of the spectrum, they're a very good client of yours, and you'd like us to use our VIP white glove treatment all the way through the process, keeping you informed of how the demo went and the presentations and the like. You tell us how you want us to manage your customer, your referral, and we're listening and acting on them. I love Michelle and Aga and the team's passion for this. So just a note there, and I think you will see, which I mentioned, improvement. So if you feel like, wow, this is a pretty light on content and heavy on lead form, we have one of the best designers in North America working on that. You will see improvements coming. So next slide. You will see us with very fun backgrounds. And what we're doing is we're really celebrating partners. You can see in the middle, Peter at Beyond Expectations was in our office. A quote with them, a picture of the people, and we would love to have yours, and we'd love to feature your customers. And you see the one in the upper right, the model there. This is a quote, one of the customers I met at Pete and Jane, and she said, I love Cin7. I think it's a fantastic product. Cin7 integrations are great. Saves me 3 hours a day and $130,000 a year. So I'm pretty convinced, we stub our toes sometimes and we have some black eyes, but we do amazing things. We have the best customer retention rate in the industry, and we're delivering real value to customers. And my job in marketing and the team is to get that word out there and point them to great customers like yourself. I like the comment in the Slack, like how do we get a referral partner with an integration partner with an accountant? Our job is to help that product business, that product seller thrive and be super successful. And you guys are the superheroes in getting this done. So now for some bit of work on our side and hopefully good news for you. We're starting work on the design of your directory, the partner directory. This is just a concept on the left-hand side based upon some partner feedbacks and what we've looked at as best practices. And we really want to collaborate with you on these design questions. So what is the content that goes on the page? So what types of work does your practice do? What app integrations? Do you do development? Do you do accounting? Do you do bookkeeping? Are you a Amazon certified partner and you can coach them on how to do listings? Marketing is a key part of their success. So we want to find out how you want to showcase your business. What software you are seeking clients for. So are you Shopify or HubSpot? If you're a HubSpot agency, we want to call that out. We're going to have search against this, so we'll be able to find the best person that people are looking for. And it'll be a journey. It's not going to be perfect on day one. We're going to get something going, get your feedback, and get it up. And then how we recognize partners with different levels of engagement, low, medium, and high. I think you'd vote clearly. Everybody that comes to a partner town hall should be at the top of the search results. I don't think any of you would dissent with that. But back to my transparency and fairness, we really want to have a definition of what that engagement is and how to really recognize partners that are on that journey with us that want to be a great partner with us. And then the last item, markets and geographies and possibly your international alliances. We have a lot of customers that span borders, and if they want somebody that can walk into Sydney, Australia, a 3PL over there and do some training in a sales office, and also do business in London and possibly in New York. I know you guys partner out, and Michelle and the team are thinking about how do we build a thriving community so that sometimes a partner in another market may tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, let's do this together. Or you might have a customer who says, well, I'm going to pick a big monolithic Oracle, or I'm going to go with you because you're cool in Cin7, but I don't know how you're going to serve my Sydney, Australia office. So we're really thinking about geography is a squishy thing when you talk about product businesses and supply chains. And so we need your help on these concepts. Once we have your feedback, we'll iterate on some designs, and then we will go live. But you have my promise as a new leader for Cin7 to within 100 days, you will see something tangible from us, and you'll see progress on the other items. I think we're a little bit ahead of schedule. I'd love questions, Michelle, if you want to do them all at the end. I hope this content is helpful to everybody, and we look forward to just sharing progress as we zoom along.
Doug, great content. I have one question that came over. It's about what the customer value prop is. What are the main talking points for a partner to use out of the research that you came up with?
Yeah. So I like to talk about customer stories, and I think I've now spent an hour and a half with 30 or 40 customers. The happiest customers that I find are ones that partners have been involved with and our own team that put together an integrated system. And what I mean by that integrated system is they're using Cin7, they're probably using Shopify, and they have a 3PL which is doing their fulfillment. In fact, Rob there has glorious PCs behind them. And that's a business that has grown from 2 million to, I think it's 9 million this year with gaming PCs and products. I hope one of you are working with them. But Cin7 manages all the automation. It goes straight from their e-commerce purchase on the website through our system. It picks the nearest 3PL to ship and deliver and prices the shipping. And they have 2 people in operations managing $6 million of mice, keyboards, and accessories. So you can think about just how many sales orders are going through. And my estimate, my background from Sage and both at Xero is if you manually process an sales order, it's costing about $25. And using our system, it can be as little as 50 cents per sales order. So the operational efficiencies that they see, the savings, 130,000 I mentioned, that, Michelle, it may be a little too general for their question, but when we do that automation from the order where the customer places the order through to fulfillment, including shipping and taking care of the accounting all the way, we are, far better than anybody else.
Wonderful. Okay, well, Doug, that's the main question that I have for you. We will open it up at the end and I will take the team off of mute. So if you want to jump in, then feel free. We're going to kick it over now to our fearless leader of sales in the US, the one and only Nard Dog, for those of you who watch The Office. When I met Frank, it was in the WeWork, which we only had for about 4 weeks before the global pandemic happened. And all I could think was, someday we're going to have to get this guy this mug that says the Nard Dog on it. So we have not yet, Frank, we have spared you, but I promise it will be coming someday. And in the meantime, Frank leads our US sales team. He collaborates with our global team, with Mark Rafferty, who many of you know, and we are one large happy sales family. So I'm going to let Frank give you guys a quick update on sales. Then we're going to kick it over into some general open Q&A, since we're running a little bit conservative on time, which we love to do. Frank, over to you.
Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the mug.
Watch out. We're also going to get you the Michael Scott #1 best boss. So.
No, please don't do that one. We'll just stick to the Nard Dog. But yeah, certainly. Thank you, everybody. My name is Frank Nardi, VP of Sales here in the US. I joined Cin7 back in January, and since been working with our partners and customers while growing out our US sales team. Historically, I've led a bunch of different sales team over the last 12 years in a breadth of different SaaS companies. I've always focused on being highly customer and partner focused. As David mentioned earlier, we want to build sales teams, just teams in general, that are thinking outside in, right? So thinking about you guys, and as echoing everything that's been said on this call, David, Rob, Doug, Michelle, we've been working diligently to improve our partnership program, to improve your experience, and to make it easy for you all to work with us. I mean, that's our biggest goal, right? And we want to help grow your business. I've been here in Denver 2 years now. I think my anniversary was like last week. So it's been great. I love this city, but I grew up on the East Coast, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and I was in LA for a few years. No kids, 2 dogs. So I'm I don't know, fur babies. I don't know what they call them anymore. But in the end, I'm excited to work with our partners. You guys have such great insight into what we can do to improve the collaboration. I mean, Doug touched on it. It's beyond just the numbers, the transactions. It's how do we help improve our product? How do we improve your customers' experience? And just grow together as organizations. So we're excited about this one. This is a great September offer. We ran that partner MPS and we heard your feedback. You want more exciting offers from us and we want to bring them to you. So we're excited to bring you this exclusive offer for your participation today. So any new lead that comes in by the end of September, so by the end of this month, we're going to offer 30% off the MRR. Now, this doesn't need to close by September, it just needs to be registered with us. So we're asking 2 things there. For tracking, please either email Michelle or Aga directly for the promotion registration, or if you're on the web form, just add in the notes, make sure you add in the notes, partner town hall offer, and we'll make sure that discount is applied. This is the first of many partnership offers designed to help you bring in more business. So keep an eye out for additional offers to come. So the second part of this is we want to support you guys. We want to let you know that our entire team, especially our sales team, is here to assist you. So feel free to reach out. Doug had mentioned, I think on one slide, that we're hosting 600 to 900 demos a month. So we're talking to a ton of customers, a ton of prospects across all verticals and sizes. So we're happy to share any of that information as you have questions pop up and arise. If you run into a complex deal, talk to us about it. We're happy to sort of work through it and see how that flies. Is it a fit? Is it not a fit? Right? EDI 3PL demos. Where can we help there, and where can we provide some of that feedback? Michelle mentioned the new sales deck with client industry and specialized slides. I think that would be super helpful. And also, if you're getting really close to the end of a deal or end of month end, you want to bring something in and you just really need that extra help or support, just let us know. Reach out. You can connect with Michelle, you can connect with Aga, or you can email me directly, frank.nardi, Nardi, at cin7.com. Trying to update that to narddog@cin7.com, but haven't been able to get that approved by IT yet. But that's it for sales. Thanks, Michelle.
Awesome. Thanks, Frank. Well, we're going to cover off on a few last minute wrap ups, and then I'm going to open it up if you guys want to just jump in for a brief Q&A. The first is to please keep the eye out for the survey in your inbox. This is not the NPS survey. If you have received the NPS survey and you have not filled it out, I do ask that you fill that out. It gives us great feedback. The survey that you're going to get is specific to the town hall. Was it useful? Was there different content you wanted covered? And how regularly would you like to have these? Our goal is that these town halls provide you with general business updates and function outside of our training webinars that we do for you. So our training webinars are designed to be content focused to one specific topic and help prepare you to either sell better, support better, or pitch better. These town halls are really to give you a behind the scenes look into what is happening on the strategic business side. These sessions will hopefully become beneficial to you. We are planning to run them quarterly right now. If you would like to give feedback, please do so. Also, if there's something that someone else does that's fantastic that you think we should be doing, please don't hesitate to give suggestions on that as well. As a reminder, the offer for sales is good through the end of this month. Keep an eye out for more as we get into the last quarter of the year. Our NPS survey, again, that is sent separately. Please do fill that out if you have not. And as always, continue giving us feedback. We're here to help. Our goal, and for any of you who've worked with me, you will hopefully know we are deeply passionate about partnerships, and we really believe that these relationships should be helping your business thrive and grow. Doug's comments about the changes that we're seeing, especially as businesses move to e-commerce in the face of COVID, should be setting you up for one of the best years on book, and we want to make sure that we're an impactful part of that. So keep participating, keep giving us feedback, and let us know how we can